Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Eric, and today we're going to talk about customer service and why it seems to be fleeting memories, right? So, a lot of times, whether you get the job or you don't get the job is how they view you, right? And when they walk through the door, coming into your establishment where you're doing the repairs and stuff, you need to set the tone. And that is when somebody walks through the door in our shop, the first thing I do is I look up and I say, how can I help you? Because that's why they're there. They need help. There's something that's not working right, or they wouldn't be there to see you. They're not there to help you at this point. They are there to get help. So you don't sit there and have your head down and say, how can I help you? And be working on your phone. Same thing with paperwork that's sitting in front of you at your desk when the customer walks in. First thing you do is set that phone down, set that paperwork down, and put your full concentration on that. And body language means a lot. Each customer is going to be a little different. And as you become more proficient in customer service, it comes in time, right? But the key that you want to do, if you're running a shop or you're the customer service representative for that business, is you want to have the customer at ease. You want to have the customer trust you or trust me to know what I'm doing. And you also have to let the customer know in so many words that you're on their side. And I do that throughout my whole conversation with them. I ask them what seems to be the problem. And as they're telling me that, I am listening. I'm not cutting them off. I'm not interrupting them. I'm listening. And you damn well better be able to repeat back in a little different jargon what they just said to you. Because if you didn't, you're not listening. You're already off in deep space of, we need to get one more customer, or, I wonder what time lunchtime is. You got to concentrate on the customer. And the way Claude and I have got a little different. I'm always, how can I help you? Claude is usually, what can we get out of you? When a customer comes in, they have a problem, and you are going to be the problem solver for them. But the thing you don't want to do is overpromise, underdeliver. And I see that so many times, even with employees that I had to get rid of because they would say yes to whatever the customer needed. Can you do it for X number of dollars? And they're, oh, yes. And they end up putting the screws to us. Or I end up having to come back into the game and say, sorry, we can't do it for what he or she said. That makes me look like an ass. So we underpromise, overdeliver when it comes to customers in our shop. We listen intently. We repeat back to them what they just said their problem is. We let them know that we can help them. We can't give them a definite dollar amount if that's what they're looking for until we get it in the shop and take a look at it to see exactly what's going on with it and how much it's going to be. But what I can reassure my customer is that no matter what it is, I will talk with them before we do anything. But we've talked about that in the videos. You got to get something out of it. A diagnostic fee at the very least. So if a customer says, yes, pick up my unit, they know that it's going to cost to pick up and drop off, all right? You can't do that for free, especially the cost of fuel, the labor rates, everything else. You have to at least break even. Once you get into the shop, I figure an hour for diagnostic. And that's $45 of just taking a quick look, doing compression checks, this and that. Now, if I can get that fixed within that hour that the customer has issues with, the diagnostic fee goes out the window and our $55 an hour comes into play. And we will fix the unit within that hour. And I will call that customer and say, your lawnmower or snowblower or what have you is all ready for pickup. This is what we found. We do not tack on, and we are not parts replacers. There are a lot of things you can test to see if something is bad. But that comes with time, right? And the more experienced you are as a mechanic, the quicker you can get to what is actually going on in that unit. And I see that so many times with people that are just getting started that don't have the experience. You end up doing it on your customer's back. And that is, you're charging full shop rate for what should have been a mechanic that could knock that out in an hour. You spent 3 hours, and now you're calling the customer with a bill for 3 hours when any good mechanic could have had that done in an hour. So you have to be realistic, and you have to be at the very least 100% honest with your customer at all times. Don't lie to them. Don't put stuff on their units that it doesn't need. Don't parts replace. Do the checks. Do the compression check first. Because if you don't have compression, you're done. Check the valves. Are the valves out of adjustment? If they aren't, you're done. You don't need to go any further. I've seen Claude waste 2 to 3 hours on a lawnmower that he never did a compression check on because he forgot. He's tried all this other stuff and he still can't get it to run. Did you do a compression check on it? Well, no, it sounded like it's got good compression. No. Thread it on, do a compression check. Most of your engines are going to be right up around 85, 90. That's where it needs to be, right? Your Predator engines can run a little bit less. But in the end, what we're talking about is good customer service, and that is being honest with your customers. And that's letting them know that you won't put a dime more into their machine than you would if it was your own. And we always tell our customers, if we get in and it looks like it's going to be somewhat expensive, I'll call you and we will talk and you will make the final decision on what direction we go. I will give you my best advice based on what I see. And a lot of times we lose work over it because I just don't see the value in having somebody's old Craftsman that's 30, 35 years old to put $200 to $300 into it. At the very least. They might better take and put that money towards a brand new one, right? And then I've seen other shops, we do not do this. I got a good idea of what stuff is selling for, whether it's Tractor Supply, Lowe's, or a local John Deere dealership. I know what stuff costs, and I stay up on that. But yeah, I see over and over again with other shops that customers are billed more than the friggin' thing is worth. And then they wonder why the customer is irate and having issues. He'll pay your bill, but he will never come back to you. And I guarantee you, he will be your worst advertiser. If you take care of your customers and you have them at heart as far as protecting them and doing good by them, they will come back over and over again. Because at that point, if you treated them well, they want to help you. And that's the end result. is getting customers coming through the door that want to help you because they like you, they like how your shop runs, they like everything about it, and guess what? They're the ones out there advertising for you. Matter of fact, I just put a Facebook group in community wide, and I posted in there, if you got a snowblower, tractor, what have you, we're pretty quiet here now. We got our last machine out last Monday. We're working on other stuff that belongs to me. If you've got something, we can get it in, get it out. And I had at least 6, 7 people chime in messaging on it. We bring all of our stuff to Eric. He does an excellent job. Eric is 100% trustworthy, and he's the man to do your work. That's what other customers are going to read. It's not your blip, but it's what your customers are doing by helping you. And it lends credibility, and also people want to come deal with deal with businesses in the area that treat people well. So if I can leave you with anything, always have your customers' best interests first, not your own. If you do that, you'll start seeing them wanting to take care of you, and you will have a shop busy most of the time. So on that note, you guys have a great day, and thanks again so much for watching and supporting the channel. It's greatly appreciated.